This is the Vivo V60 Lite, and this is the more affordable version of the Vivo V60 that we just reviewed a few days back. And in this video, we're gonna see how much corners have been cut to make this thing much more affordable, and is it worth the money. Before we jump into the video, let's give a quick shout out to Master Planet of Smartphone and Gadgets for providing this Vivo V60 for this review. More about them later in this video, and you can also check them out from the links in the description below. The in-hand feeling is really good here. The phone really feels good on your hand. This is not that heavy. This is under 200 gram, 194 gram to be exact, and this is made all around plastic. The back of the phone looks really good, and the camera island, this is kind of getting very familiar in the smartphone market these days. This camera island looks good. The back is made out of plastic, of course, but it doesn't feel that cheap. It has a good feel to it, but unfortunate thing is that this thing catches fingerprint quite easily, which is not a very good thing. If you take the brighter color, then the fingerprints is not that much visible, but on the darker color like this one in the black, it's much more visible, which looks odd. The buttons are on the right side, and the power button is right where your thumb rests, so that's a thumbs up. We have a stereo speaker setup, but unfortunately there is no SD card support. The SIM slot can only house 2 physical SIM card. The display is protected by glass, but they didn't mention which glass it is. That's not a very good gesture from a manufacturer. The display is a 6.77 inches AMOLED display with 1 billion colors, HDR10 plus and 120 Hz support, which is really nice to see. It's a mandatory thing. And in the outdoor condition, I have seen that the display is quite bright enough and it will be visible no matter what. There is a punch hole for the selfie camera. I won't say it's a tiny or insignificant. The punch hole is big enough. So in terms of the display, you are sorted out. There is no doubt. It's 10 on 10. The unfortunate thing here is that there is no headphone jack, obviously. Nothing's new. Every phone is doing that. The IP rating is only IP65, which is like it can sustain some splashes and raindrops, but don't expect much, and don't accidentally drop this phone on water. You are not protected from that, so keep in mind. Under the hood, this thing packs up MediaTek's Dimensity 7360 Turbo. In my benchmark testing, the performance was below average. I won't say it's quite a good results, but it didn't heat up at all. Like the thermals are really good. I don't know how did they achieve it, but this is the underpowered chipset, and yes, it produces less heat. You can definitely see my Geekbench score. I have also run the Wildlife 3D benchmarks. The results are not that promising, so this is totally not recommended for gaming. You can do casual gaming, of course, here and there, but this is not a good option for gaming. I have also done the CPU throttling test. As you can see, the thermals are really good. This chipset doesn't get that much of a hot. I have also done this testing outdoors, and the temperature was quite high. It barely touches the 80% line. The CPU doesn't throttle at all. It doesn't sweat. You are sorted in that terms. So the thermal performance are really good in this phone. There's plenty of storage option to choose from, and the interesting thing is that they have offered UFS 3.1 storage in these phones. That means the uploading time will be faster, and the storage will continue running smoother and faster throughout the usage span. In the battery department, Vivo has nailed this thing with this smartphone. They've given a 6500 milliamps silicon carbon battery in this phone, which is pretty impressive to see, and it pairs with a 90-watt fast charger which comes in the box. But in my testing, the charging didn't feel that snappy. Snappy is not the right term, I guess. I didn't feel it that much of the fast charging, but it's there. You can also get 6 watts of reverse charging. At least they have offered it. It's a new trend, and as you have a very bigger battery, you can basically take advantage of this battery by charging other accessories like your AirPod or something. So in the battery department, they have nailed it, and the battery lasts really long. It's a bigger capacity, of course, and the chipset doesn't draw that much of a power, so you can expect 1.5 days of juice in this phone. So as you can tell, there is only 2 cameras on the back, which is, of course, I know, disappointing, but they have given the useful cameras, like the main camera, which is a 50 megapixel and an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera. Yeah, that's they offered. There is no OIS on this phone, but electronic stabilization works. It comes with the Aura Light. It can give you a very pleasant brightness while taking photos in like darker conditions. You can change the color of the light, so that's a plus point. You can have a very subtle and a beautiful kick in your photos, especially portraits. The Aura Light automatically turns on when you switch to the portrait mode, and depending on the scenario, it produces the color, and you can obviously manually optionally change the color, which is really nice. We have taken a number of image samples, and the images comes out really good. Like in the first glance, you'll see that the images are good enough, but you have to bear in mind that it doesn't have OIS. That means the micro jitters that causes number of issues while taking a photo. Of course, in the low light, it doesn't have the advantage of stabilizing the image so that you can take a better long exposure. But in daylight, in good condition, the images comes out really good. They're sharp enough, the colors are vibrant, and they are basically social media ready. The skin smoothing is kinda harsh, I mean kinda aggressive. It smoothens out the skin, especially if you are in portrait mode. This is going to smoothen out your skin, which sometimes looks odd. The 8 megapixel ultra wide is just there. I mean, it can save you. Of course, in the daylight and in brighter condition, it can produce good images, but it's a small sensor. Both the main camera and the ultra wide camera is a very small sensor, so don't expect much from it. In the night time, the rear camera setup really falls apart. First of all, the sensors are small, of course. Even though the aperture on the main camera is promising, still it cannot pull that much of a good of an image in the low light, especially in darker situation. Sorry, in the night time, there is a lot of grains and not a lot of noise. Of course, you can switch to the night mode, which improves the condition, but again, you don't have OIS, so it cannot take that long of an exposure. The micro jitters causes some of a problem, so yeah, it's not suitable for the night time. There's a 32 megapixel selfie camera, which takes good selfies. Another unfortunate thing is that it can only shoot 1080p videos up to 30 fps and 720p on 30 and 60 fps. But the electronic stabilization is there, and you can see I was going through bumpy roads on this vehicle, and yeah, the video turned out good. In good lighting condition, I think it would be okay, but not having 4K in this phone is really a bummer. On the network side, you have plenty of bands available on this phone, so depending on where you are living and what your carrier provides, you should have a good network reception on this phone. For the software side, this thing comes with FunTouch OS 15 based on Android 15. But it's supposed to receive Android 16 quite soon. As I said earlier in the Vivo V60 review, that the FunTouch OS is really clean, and I do like the way it feels and works. It's not that feature rich like the One UI, but it's there. The OS is smoother. There is not much of a bloatware in this phone. You should have a good experience regarding the user interface and overall software experience. And yes, of course, there is number of AI features available on the Gallery app, and Circle to Search is there. Yeah, it works like any other smartphone, so nothing that much of an exciting thing. The official price of this Vivo V60 Lite at Mars 2 is 35,000 taka, which translates to this much dollars. And talking about Mars 2 is a group of smartphone shop located at the 3rd floor of Satyagraha complex in Kumilla. No matter which smartphone you need, they have all of the brands covered. So to buy your next smartphone for the best price, visit Mars 2 Planet of Smartphone at the 3rd floor of Satyagraha complex in Kumilla, and they will amaze you. So this is definitely not a 35,000 taka smartphone, because even though the display is really good and the battery, they have nailed it, but the performance isn't that strong, I would say. Definitely the camera is not that much impressive. They have done the basics right for the camera, but for the price tag, it doesn't match. Maybe because of the tax we have here, but it doesn't match the price. Of course, there is obviously better option out there, but this is not a smartphone that you just throw into the dustbin. Like, no, it's not that bad. So if you are someone who just uses phone to like go through the social media, everyday news and stuff, and some phone calls, and you occasionally take photos that can go on social media, in that regard, the Vivo V60 Lite can be a good option. It's given that it's not that often expensive like the Vivo V60. You can basically rely on this phone because this is from a trusted brand, Vivo. It didn't impress me, like I am totally not with it, but this is not something that you can throw away. This is here to stay. Basically, I don't have a clear answer, but if the prices were lower, like below 30,000, then it would have been a better deal. But for the time being, it doesn't match the price tag. So this is all about the Vivo V60 Lite, and I'll catch you soon in some new interesting videos. Till then, stay good, keep good, and keep doing incredible things. And yes, of course, keep watching Incredible Victor.